Hello. Welcome, everyone. As you can hear, we're on the login screen for Genshin. Hope it's not too loud while we talk a little bit. Hi, Arnav. You got Ayaka. Oh, that's awesome. Congrats. Hope you're enjoying her. I find her very fiddly, but John enjoys playing her. Hi, Ruth. Hello. You are practicing the flute. Fantastic. What are you practicing? I hope you don't mind me providing some background noise for you. Hey, Steven. Welcome back. How are you doing? So, just to kind of set the context for you guys, I am on staycation, which is why I'm not practicing. That is why I'm playing Genshin Impact. So there's going to be a lot of these streams during this holiday season. This is just me on my off hours when I'm not working. But I just have to share the really beautiful music in Genshin with you guys and the amazing storytelling. So I'm very, very happy to be here and just relax with you guys. So oh, you just wanted a sucrose and you accidentally got Ayaka. Oh, but Ayaka's good. She's very strong. Hello, Miguel. Hello. You're also doing some late night practicing. I am catching all you late night practicers. Well, I will be your background noise. I will be the person kind of accompanying you on the side. That's all I've really ever wanted, was to be, just like a comfort streamer, What are you guys practicing, Ruth and Miguel? I would like to know. Just because I am streaming Genshin, it doesn't mean that we can't also be flute nerds. So let me know. David, it has been a long time. How are you? Oh, Arnav, you're on a 50-50 from Farina. Got it. So I'm guessing did you not end up getting Farina? So was Ayaka actually guaranteed? So Steven, things have been busy, started a magazine. Whoa. And you moved in with your boyfriend. That's big stuff. Playing the flute a bit, but mostly just jamming to orchestra and concert band music. That sounds fun. Miguel, I used to be a night practicer. I am not a night practicer anymore. Life changes. So, if you find the good time for you to practice, you do it. You got Farina. Oh, and for Ayaka, you won the 50-50, Arnav. Got it. Understand. Okay. Well, so you guys keep just having fun in the chat. You guys can also make yourselves, virtual coffees and stuff like that. So if you wanted to get a feel of the different commands that you can use, let me try that and just make sure my bot is there. Yeah, there we go. Let's see if that's generally updated. Chat commands. Yeah, so I think my Christmas one works. So if you guys wanted to do like ! holidays, my bot should sing to us in solfege. I hope. Did I? Yeah. Oh. Or it could say bah humbug to us. So have fun with that, you guys. You guys can make yourselves tea and coffee. So if I do that, I think I can make coffee for everyone. Hey, love. You want to come? Oh, you want me to come? Okay. All right. Love made me a drink. Yes, it is an adult's drink. Okay? A rum and coke, for anyone who's wondering. It's a spiced rum, very delicious. Oh, apparently I brewed a cup of air latte for everyone. I won the jackpot there. Ruth, you love Genshin too? Do you also play? Okay, so Miguel, you're practicing Julie Guro's Symphony 5. I've never heard of her before. Ooh, interesting. You got your wind orchestra music for next semester early since this is a tough one. That's awesome. I'm glad that they have like the forethought to do that. That's really awesome. You have some good people on your, in your school. Zero Hawkman, hello. Oh, getting into banking took away all your flute and band time. Oh, I'm so sorry. Well, feel free to nerd out. I'm going to be playing Genshin Impact right now, but I very much welcome all the nerding out that you want to do. We're probably going to be end up nerding out over the music too in this game, which is actually mostly the reason why I'm streaming this game for you guys. You got Silver Wolf, Arnav, in Honkai Star Rail? Awesome. I just got Argenti. Beautiful, beautiful man. Sounds like I need to look up this Julie Giro. Is that how you say her name? Oh, composer of wind band and film music. That's awesome. That's great. Okay. Shall we get started? I was thinking in the future I might do some Honkai Star Rail streams, but for right now I just want to focus on getting through the story in Genshin. Bookmarks from Japan is your favorite Garo piece you got to play. Oh, that's fantastic. Oh. Thank you guys for telling me about Julie. This is awesome. I feel like you guys keep me in the know, and I really appreciate that. All right. I think it's time for us to get into the game. So, shall we head over into the game? There we go. Here we go, guys. Heading into the game. I'm very excited. Right now, there's a lot of political intrigue happening. Political intrigue and a lot of kind of like almost mafia-ish, like weird druggy things happening. So, kind of dark, but very, very interesting, at least to me. I know that some people found this part of the story very, very, what's the word? Like, very slow. Yeah, and a lot of talking. But I actually really like a lot of talking. So, anyway, shall we? I suppose I'm actually in the closest place. Okay, give me a second, guys. I need to fiddle with my volume, as you can see me do. That's more comfortable to me. Is that okay for you guys? It seems to be okay for you guys. So I might... Yeah. Okay. That didn't make it significantly softer to you guys, right? It doesn't seem like it. I am decidedly going the wrong way. You know, we're just gonna run from here. I know, the orchestra in this game, like, actually several different orchestras in this game are absolutely stunning. You hear that? Julie Guerreau is actually coming to your school to coach you guys on her piece. That is so cool. Oh, Ruth, your daughter plays Genshin. Sometimes wants to play in Chinese. Yeah.
Magazines are beautiful creatures. They are...
Excuse me. This game in Chinese has a little bit more, slightly more nuance. Because it is in Chinese. Like, this game is a Chinese game. I do find that there's a little bit more nuance to the text and to the voice lines, etc. It's a slightly more, there's a slight bit of nuance that's a little bit lost in translation. Yeah. So I especially love Xiao's voice in Chinese.
Fontaine. Be sure to befriend them and cause them no harm.
Hare's voice. Just so nice. Ugh. Yeah. Yeah, the music is stunning in this game, Miguel. You will hear it very soon. But yeah, do let me know if it's too loud, if the game audio is too loud or too soft. I think this works. Okay.
According to Malusa's info, the synth production base is underwater. Let's go and try to find the entrance.
Yeah, I love the graphics too, especially diving. You can hear like it actually sounds like you're underwater too. It's just so good. Hey, don't spoil it for me, man. Don't spoil it for me.
Finally found it. Huh. So this is the entrance that leads to the synth production base. It sure doesn't seem out of the ordinary at all.
I know something happened to them, because they're not the same people in Navia's character demo, so don't worry. I know something happened to them, but I just don't know what. Well, they don't want it to stand out. Yes, but I'm sure what we find inside will be extraordinary.
You're right. An important place like this is bound to have a ton of protective measures and mechanisms. Navia's probably arguing up a storm right now to stall for us.
Do I get to play as Navia?
It would appear that I must repeat my question again, Mr. Tartaglia. Do you accept the charge that you are the true culprit behind the serial disappearances case?
To be perfectly honest, I don't understand your country's complicated court system, or the reason why I'm being charged with something I've never even heard of. However, I did hear that people who have been charged can choose to participate in a duel to clear their name. Is that right?
Oh, this guy's very fight hungry.
In which case, as long as I accept the charge, I can have an all-out fight with that champion duelist Clorend, right? I've got to admit, that's one of the most enticing offers I've ever received. When I privately sparred with her last time, she was obviously holding back. Real disappointing.
Hey! Don't you understand? You're currently the prime suspect for a major case. This isn't the place for you to be looking for fights.
Oh? Sounds like the Hydro Archon wants to lecture me on the ways of the Opera House. Then why don't you duel me too? I'm the kind of student that learns best in the heat of battle.
No. That's not what I meant.
Alas, it would appear that communication with the defendant is going poorly, and we have made very little progress. In that case, let me explain everything from the very beginning again. The goal of this trial is to determine the culprit behind the serial disappearances case.
That case had nothing to do with him. You've got the wrong man.
Huh? What's going on? Why is she interjecting again?
Ruth is asking what the nuance is that is lost in translation. So in particular, I noticed that wordplay tends to get lost, or it has to change entirely to be localized to a different language. So some of the play on words that is very common in Chinese is it's untranslatable, you know. And there's some like kind of more like some cultural things get lost too, I find. They still do a great job localizing it, and they do a great job translating it. And as you can tell, I am playing in English. And I've played in English since the beginning. I love all the voice actors, and I love how they really bring their characters to life. But I think it's just kind of what happens when you translate something like this into a different language. Some of the meaning gets lost. I mean, you can even see this in the translation of the Bible. There's a lot of meaning that gets lost as it's been translated through several different languages. So, you know, some of how we interpret the Bible right now may not even really be, you know, the original meaning, or like the original context, or the original, like, kind of implications, and you know, that type of thing. So that type of thing is like this sort of lost in translation, nuances that are lost in translation, definitely has been around in a lot of different examples. But I find that games like this are a very interesting modern example of nuances getting lost in translation. So I hope that explains that a little bit to you. What you can do is, yeah, exactly, look on YouTube. Yeah, they put a lot of thought into this game. And yeah, and I also hope they treat their programmers well. But you can look up sort of like comparisons of the same scene, but in different languages. And if you know all the different languages, you can kind of see how some things have been changed to make sense in a different language. And by doing that, you lose some of the nuance, context, implications, etc. from the original language. So it's all very interesting.
I told you it couldn't be one of the Fatui Harbingers.
Miss Navia, this is the second time you've interrupted the court proceedings. I only tolerated your behavior last time because you were able to provide the court with a key eyewitness. But that was an exception rather than standard court protocol. I can very well charge you with contempt of court for your interjections.
Oh, please. Did you ever think I had any respect for this place's pointless theatrics? We can put that discussion aside for now. I'm not here to argue with you. I'm here to charge the true culprit behind the serial disappearances case. And if my charges prove true, then Tartaglia here will be proven innocent by default, correct?
Oh, a young lady has charged in and offered to clear my name. How fascinating. Well, I'd gotten half bored to death by all these rules and procedures anyway, so I'll take you up on that offer. So, Your Honor, is there nothing else for me to do now?
You may take a seat for now in the audience, but that doesn't mean the suspicions against you have been lifted.
Yeah, that's exactly it, Ruth. That Chinese can be so subtle, and also so many words have 3 or more meanings, sometimes way more, that it boggles the mind. Yes, and they like sometimes they mean all 3 meanings at the same time. Like and it's so hard to translate that, you know?
Now then, Miss Navia, who is the person you would like to charge instead?
That person is...
Oh, we need to... I think we said... Oh, I think this is what we present.
Marcel, the head of Confrérie of Cabriere.
Huh? What confrérie? Never heard of them in my life.
I've heard of them, but weren't they Spina di Rosula's sister organization?
Oh, is this going to be a friends to enemies type situation?
Please let me remind you, Miss Navia, that charging someone is an incredibly serious matter. Committing to the charge also means taking on the legal responsibilities associated with it. And if the charge fails, depending on the circumstances, you may also be charged with the crime of making a false accusation. Knowing this, do you still wish to charge this man?
You know, I'm really glad that your daughter is curious. Actually playing Genshin made me also curious about, you know, like what gets lost in translation. So I did actually watch quite a bit of the cutscenes, like old cutscenes that I had done in Chinese, because you can watch playthroughs on YouTube. I, in particular, the one I remember is Xiao's character story quest. And in that one, it was like, holy crap, this is really different from the English one. There are a lot of things that I noticed were just... I don't think there's really a way to translate some of what is implied into English. The English actor did a great job, though. Which, by the way, did you know that Xiao's English voice actor is a lady? Crazy range, man. That... I could only, like, dream of having a range like that. It's stunning.
Yes, I do.
In that case, I declare the charge to be valid. Miss Navia and attorneys, please take your places on the court. Members of the guards, please contact Mr. Marcel right away so that he may stand trial.
Can you imagine? After some time, shocked and
Mr.
confused Marcel.
You will not
Sprott.
require an attorney. Is that correct?
Can you imagine just like randomly, like someone walks into your shop and goes, "Yo, you got to stand trial like right now." Like there ain't no warning.
Apologies. It all just happened so quickly. I still haven't figured out what's going on. I think an attorney won't be necessary. This is probably just a misunderstanding between me and Navia.
Very well. In that case, since both sides have now arrived, Miss Navia, please present your charges.
I would like to take everyone back to 3 years ago, to the case of Callus the Unfaithful. Only through elucidating what really happened in that case can we connect all the dots for the serial disappearances case.
I don't know if I know what the word elucidate means. I feel like I've heard of it before, but I'm just gonna look it up real quick. To make something clear or explain. Okay, well, just expanded my vocabulary a little bit there.
Navia, do you really think that I was the one who killed your father? Come on, why would I do that? Callus was my benefactor, and remember both you and I only ran to the scene when we heard the sound of a gun. If that's enough to make me a suspect, wouldn't that make everyone at that banquet a suspect as well?
I think there's no point in getting into the specifics right now. The audience doesn't even have the big picture yet. Even I'm struggling to remember some details of that case.
Exactly correct, Your Honor. I must refresh everyone's memory about that case before I can explain my charge and reasoning.
Hi, love. Oh, lucid. Okay, elucidate. To make something loose. Okay, there you go. Wow. Husband actually showed up in the chat. Everyone say hi to John.
I see. In which case, I will recount the findings about that case as originally recorded by Maison Gardiennage. On the day of the murder, Spina di Rosula hosted a large banquet in a countryside estate owned by the Confrérie of Cabrières.
All right, guys, I've actually legit been playing Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. So I think I know how to do this now. Help you get ka-ching. I'm not the person who can bless you with that. It's John. Wait, you said Mr. So. Oh, sorry. I misread that as Mrs. So. Okay. Yes, well, you asked the right person. Okay.
During the banquet, all attending guests heard 2 gunshots from the courtyard. When the guests arrived at the scene, they found the primary suspect, Callus, holding a gun, while his acquaintance, Jacques, lay dead from a gunshot wound.
I love all the art.
The guards' investigation did not recover any other firearms from the scene. As a result, they concluded that the suspect's first shot must have missed, while the second must have taken Jacques' life. The suspect did not dispute this conclusion, and also declined to defend himself in court. Instead, he chose to prove his innocence through a duel.
Oh my gosh, that's what Callus looks like?
Callus was defeated by champion duelist Clarand in the ensuing duel, and soon succumbed to the injuries. These are the known facts about the case.
The one with the motive to kill was Jacques, not my father. And even so, Jacques still had no reason to pull the trigger. In truth, the third person shot Jacques first, and was shot in turn by my father when my father seized the gun from him. After that, the true culprit turned the third person into water, erasing all traces of him from the scene. Thank you for the summary, Your Honor. Of course, the guard's conclusion appeared quite sensible to us at the time. However, we should revisit the case now that we've gained new information about the abilities of water from the primordial sea.
Lippity sippity dippity. Yes, I am actually playing Genshin on stream. All right. Time for cross-examination. This music, man. Ramen JD, hello, and welcome to the stream. I'm trying to figure out how to refute this. Ugh, okay, so it's not that. Self-defense? Because he didn't have a motive.
The testimony of the victim's family confirms that Jacques had thoughts of assassinating Callus when he set out for the banquet. However, in the end, he reconsidered, and instead shared everything with Callus, hoping to seek the latter's protection. Unfortunately for Jacques, the true culprit had already considered this possibility, and had sent out another assassin.
Okay.
A pile of clothing was found at the scene. The guards once believed they were used by Jacques as a costume to disguise himself. But now, it is clear that the clothes were proof that there was a third person at the scene, and that they were turned into water after committing the murder. Since it was raining that day, the culprit was confident that they could use the rain to wash away all traces of their dissolved accomplice.
That is so metal. Oh, you watched a lot of my flute videos back in the days? That's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you so much for hanging out with us right now. Okay. Did not carry a gun. Oh, nope. Okay. A third person. Yeah.
This assassin first shot Jacques, then turned to shoot Callus, only for Callus to wrestle the gun from him and kill him instead. Realizing this, the true culprit caused the hired assassin to dissolve into water, leading everyone to believe Callus was responsible for Jacques' murder. This is the true version of events.
Cross-examination. Successful refutation.
Ah, so that's what happened. Wait, you're telling me something as dangerous as water from the primordial sea has been used for all these years?
What a great theory. It also explains Callus's and Jacques' respective motives. I guess they didn't shoot each other after all.
Mr. Marcel, you are the one being charged with the crime. You should provide a rebuttal if you wish to prove your innocence.
I love the way he said that.
Ah, but I think I agree with everything Navia just said. In fact, there was nothing in her speech that directly implicated me.
Deanna, I'm very glad you're here because you know what? You know how last time you said, oh, that Fanta drink must have been salty because it might have been primordial seawater. And you know how I was like, nah, it couldn't be that because then Navia would die. Well, you know what? You were right. They were someone was trying to kill Navia, and you were right. So, I eat my words. Yeah, Arnav, you might not remember because if you've gotten really far into the Archon quest, because that's in Act 1 or no, beginning of Act 2. Someone tried to kill Navia by putting primordial seawater in her Fanta. Yeah. And Deanna guessed it immediately. And I was like, nah, because they were trying to kill her. Why would someone try to kill like a main character? Well, no, they are trying to kill the main characters. What do I know?
Then, may I ask some questions? In my opinion, we primarily need to determine two things.
You do right. There you go. You know what you're doing. Like everything, especially in something like this, right, where it's storytelling, anything that you write needs to be important. So if they're going to point out that the Fanta tastes like kind of icky and salty, that has to be important. There you go. Why does Navia look like Taylor Swift? Indeed. She's basically Genshin Taylor Swift. Excuse me. Oh, this Coke is really giving me the gas.
1. do you have the evidence to back up your claims?
I'm afraid not. At least not at this very moment.
Boo! If you don't have any evidence, you should just go home!
I may not have the evidence with me, but I know where I could go to collect it. If we look up the deserted clothes against a record of people who went missing around the same time...
Ah, there you go. Symbolism. There you go.
we should be able to find a match. Considering the serial disappearances case, the guards probably kept careful records of all missing persons from around that time, regardless of age or gender.
That makes sense to me. Monsieur Neuvillette, I would consider this to be a reasonable investigative direction.
Why do I feel like Farina's acting a little differently today?
She's definitely not as, like, flamboyant.
Maybe she's scared of embarrassing herself again?
Alternatively, she's become more diligent after charging an innocent citizen in the last trial.
My second question has to do with the ensuing duel. If the truth is indeed as you described, then why didn't Mr. Callis explain himself in court? If he had testified that a person had been dissolved, he could have at least mounted a defense.
I've thought about this too, and the answer is actually pretty simple. He felt there were things that were more important to him. The dissolving power of water from the primordial sea is an important secret for the true culprit of the serial disappearances case. My father could have exposed it for all to see, but he chose to take it to the grave. At that time, Spina di Rosula was in dire straits, and his reputation had already been shattered. He had no guarantee that going forward with the truth would allow the culprit to be brought to justice. What was certain, however, was that it would paint a gigantic target on my back.
Boss once told me that Demoiselle had already been selected as the next target of the serial disappearances case.
Which is... yeah. I'm guessing that's connected to the person putting the primordial seawater in her Fanta.
What?
If the secret had gotten out, the culprit would have fought an all-out war with Espina right there and then. I wouldn't have been the only one in danger. All of us would have stood to lose our lives.
Am I out of Stellar Jade from Argenti? No. I've been saving, so I still have 28,000. And yes, I did watch the 1.6 live stream for Honkai Star Rail. Very, very fun.
Of course, the guards might eventually figure out the truth of the matter and determine that we were in the right.
You know, Deanna, I completely agree with you. I look at Navia's outfit and I'm just like, how freaking fun is that? But if you wore it in real life, it wouldn't look quite so elegant. I mean, unless you were explicitly cosplaying, I feel. Yes, I'm very excited for a free Doctor Ratio. Oh, Ruth, are you on? You're still on the caffeine right now? Is that why you're awake at 1 a.m.? Yeah, I know. With a longer skirt, I think would definitely work better in real life.
But what good would that do? How can a hollow verdict protect anyone? Had this opera house ever given my father any kind of confidence in its brand of justice, Spina di Rosula would have had no reason to exist. But by staying silent, we retained the ability to deter our opponents and continue the stalemate. I was able to become Spina di Rosula's president, which made me harder to target, as well as giving me more time to grow and learn. And once I have figured out the truth and stepped up to the challenge, I will do what this opera house cannot, and restore my father's truth and honor back to him.
So, you mean to say, your father intended to die in the duelist's ring?
Yep.
That's right.
Do you have any proof?
Of course. All you need is to ask his opponent, Clarand.
Oh.
I don't need your apology, your guilt, or your support from the shadows. You don't have to do anything for my sake. But since he entrusted his will to you, Clarand, you should tell us the truth about his sacrifice.
So, during the duel, did you believe that Callis was intending to die?
I believe we all have that dream. I will say that I don't encourage the gambling. However, in order for me to guarantee someone that I want, I will save up. And I think of it as an outright purchase. So I will bank on losing all my 50/50s and going all the way to hard pity. And then if I get them early, then I just feel like I saved a little extra. Which is why I went for Argenti, because I knew that I would still end up with at least 20,000 Stellar Jade. So I kind of treat it the way that I actually treated purchasing my flute head joint. I saved up because there's like a certain budget, right, for when you purchase an instrument. Budget meaning like a range of a budget. So like for my head joint, my professional head joint, I knew that what I was going to be looking at was anywhere from between I want to say like 5,000 to up to $9,000, $10,000, which is a lot. But I knew that in terms of what I was looking at, that would be kind of your range. So what I did was, instead of only saving up to about like 5,000 or 6,000, I just straight up did not look. And I didn't intend on looking until I was well past like $9,000, $10,000 saved up. I did, by the time I found my head joint, I had more than 10,000 saved, ready to put into this purchase. And but I was intending on waiting because I wanted to pay off my flute completely, because I had a sponsor who sponsored half of the flute, and I was putting my money slowly towards paying that off completely. And I wanted to complete the purchase, the full purchase of my flute, before purchasing the head joint. So I wasn't actually looking. However, I still ended up saving up way past the upper limit of the budget. And so I've actually taken that mentality to even pulling for characters in Genshin and in Honkai Star Rail. I save, and if I can't guarantee the character, I just straight up don't pull for them. I don't pull for them until they come back on another banner. Yes. For these kinds of things, I have a lot of patience. I understand that it's kind of hard to be that patient, but yeah, I have a lot of patience. So even if there are 4 stars on the banner that I don't have and that I want, I just don't pull, because I'm like, I'm getting through the game just fine right now, so I'm just gonna wait. And in my opinion, that has really worked out well. So I think of it more as a full-on purchase, not gambling, even though it is actually gambling. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Exactly. Yeah. See, Deanna knows what I'm talking about. Did my flute head joint make a difference? Yes, Ruth. You may find it very interesting watching my video about finding my dream head joint accidentally. Yeah, it made a huge difference. No. Can I 3060 Abyss? No, I can't do the last room, the last chamber. I can't do 12-3. 12-3 is way too hard, man. I can 3-star everything up to 12-2. But yeah. Anyway, we're gonna continue.
Yes, I did. As a champion duelist, I've fought many battles and taken a countless number of dishonored lives in my line of work. I've seen all kinds of people give their all for the faintest hope to continue living. Some were determined, others passionate, and some even manic and twisted.
I love her voice.
Just one look and I can tell if a duelist is hoping to live, or if they're looking to die. I hereby swear on my name and honor as a champion duelist that Mr. Callus never intended to leave the ring alive.
Oh. Since that's your testimony, I have no more questions. It appears there really are good grounds to reopen this case.
I concur. However, Miss Navia, you still have not explained the link between your father's case and the serial disappearances case.
Right? What she said was fascinating, but kind of beside the point.
Wait, weren't they just talking about the serial disappearances case?
Man, this peanut gallery.
Of course, Your Honor. The two cases are connected via a matter of timing. In my father's case, the culprit intended to kill both Jacques and Callus. As a result, they planned to act after hearing 2 gunshots. And at the end of Linny's trial, the culprit also only dissolved the victim in front of everyone because they realized they were at risk of being identified. The culprit could only time their actions so precisely if they were already at the scene. Coincidentally, Marcel attended both the banquet and the trial.
So that's why you suspected me. Even after hearing your reasoning, I still can't help but find it a little preposterous. I'm used to it, though. You've always been an impulsive and sentimental child, Navia. It's one of your most endearing traits.
No need to appeal to pathos.
I won't try to refute your points one by one, but even if everything you just said was true, can you prove that I was the only person present at both events? On top of that, does a person have to be physically present to control the timing? Can't someone remotely monitor the place?
I don't know what she can say to that.
I know that even with that, you might still think you can reduce the list of suspects with some further investigations, until I'm the only one left on the list. Alas, who won't feel at least a little hurt by an accusation of murder from a girl you see as your own daughter? But if I were to dismiss this completely, you'd also think I'm not being considerate of your feelings. Ah well, let Uncle Marcel teach you another lesson. Do you know what the biggest flaw in your reasoning is?
I suppose you're gonna tell me anyways.
It's timing again. I'm a businessman by trade. From that standpoint, there's no reason for me to kidnap young women. It's a high-risk action with nothing to gain. In addition, I left my home in Snezhnaya when I was young to come to Poisson and work in some trade. My business only thrived when I received Callus's patronage. But the disappearances began before I ever stepped foot in Fontaine.
I do apologize, Demoiselle. This was my mistake.
Alright, it's not him?
No, it's not your fault. I'm sure he had come prepared.
They're so calm talking that way in court. I know, right?
Is there anything else you'd like to say? Would you like to check the date of my first business license against the first known case of the serial disappearances?
I kind of really love how, like I understand how this can be boring to some people, but I find this very, very intriguing.
You can also take a look at my border entry records, or ask my friends and family when I left Snezhnaya for the first time. Could those records and testimonies do something to appease the unspeakable anguish in your heart?
Seems like she got the wrong guy.
At this rate, Navia will be convicted for falsely accusing him.
I think you've done a superb job of dissecting your father's feelings as he neared the end of his life. But aren't you going against all of his wishes and expectations right now? He wished for you to become more rational, collected, and conscientious, instead of dwelling only on your own feelings. Once you've learned to be more considerate of others' feelings, and to stop rushing headlong into things, you'd have met most of his expectations.
This isn't just about me, and it never has been. The biggest difference between me and the rest of the victims is that I still have the ability to search for the truth, while that same agency has long been taken from them. The people whose families were destroyed by synth abuse, the people who lost their loved ones to the serial disappearances, and the people who suffered tragic ends due to their sense of justice. Many people's images are flashing before my eyes. I'm sure some are coming to those of you in the audience as well. And whose image do you see, Marcel? Is it a man named Vacher?
Oh, he knows who Vacher is.
Oh, so you do know that name.
Merely surprised you'd suddenly say the name of someone I've never even heard of.
I was waiting for you to say that.
Okay. All right. We are back at the synth production. Oh. Right. This should be an okay party. Let's do this.
Gather!
Everyone hold hands!
Settle down!
Whoa! The floor is going up! Is it because of this mechanism in the middle? That guy really prepared a lot of stuff for this place.
Dungeon time. This place is awesome. Wait, are there chests? Aha! Yes, there are. Okay. Okay. Gotta make sure we don't miss any chests. Okay.
Paimon thinks we need to go up, but Paimon doesn't see a way. Let's take a look around. Maybe we'll find a hidden mechanism that'll show us the way up.
Okay. Oh. Alright, we're good. We know what to do. We know what to do. Ooh, raising the water. Oh, yeah, of course you just raise the water level to get up there. Of course.
The water level is rising. Now we can swim to the top. But this is still a ways away from where we need to go.
There is quite a bit of hand-holding in this game, but for someone who very often is as clueless as me, it is helpful. Oh. Alright.
Hey!
Shine down!
Bow your head.
Oh, there's more of you guys.
Be sanctified.
Okay. Liberty, you got Kaching C6? Honestly, I think John's kind of maybe also a little bit jealous. Maybe also Arno. You still don't have D-Luke? You've been playing since, are you a day one player? John and I are day one players as well. Yeah. Okay. Raising water levels higher. This is a little reminiscent of...
Now the path is clear. Let's go.
This is a little reminiscent of the water temple in Ocarina of Time. Oh, did I? Oh. Was a little bit. Really hit my head there. Okay. Chests. Any chests. No chests. Chest? Chest. Ooh. Ooh. More fighting time. It's a fighting time. I'm sorry, guys. I cannot help but like imitate everything I hear.
Order guide you. Settle down.
Muglet's grunts are actually just the they're just the best.
The tides beckon.
Where's my reward? Fine. Oh. Okay. Am I missing anything?
After all that, we finally made it to the innermost sanctum. Though, as expected, the mastermind isn't here.
If I'm not mistaken, he's being charged by Navia as we speak.
That's right. Then let's hurry up and find some evidence so we can get back to the Opera House and help Navia.
I was playing with hubs earlier. Ooh, I'm playing as Traveler.
What's all this? It's a bunch of really cute things. Pink accessories, a hair tie, a necklace, even a makeup box.
There's a name too.
Oh, Paimon sees it too, but why are all these cute things labeled with different girls' names?
They probably belong to the victims.
Huh? You mean the girls from the serial disappearances? They were brought here? And then they were turned into water. And all the boxes of things, these names, that means... Oh, this is terrible.
This is really dark. I feel like this is the... Like, I already thought Sumeru got pretty darn dark, but this got really dark. Alright, you discover objects within the containers labeled with the names of those who own them within the depths of their headquarters. The names here must have something to do with the victims in the serial disappearances case. This might be proof that this was their final stop. That's a lot of them. Oop, oop, oop.
Whoa! There's so much synth here! And so many bottles of ingredients that probably just contain the waters of the primordial sea.
There's so many.
Mixing in progress, ready to drink, stock sample? Huh. They've also got all the synth pretty clearly labeled. Whoa, there's even fruit-flavored synth?
Well, that definitely proves that this is where they produce synth.
Yep, it's super obvious.
Alright, popular potion circulating widely. It gives the drinker a very pleasant experience for a short time, but its side effects are equally strong. The producer uses these special characteristics to earn a massive profit from its trade. Basically, this is drugs. Don't do drugs, kids and adults.
What's this over here? Looks like some kind of place for research. Experiment number 16 aims to verify Jacob Ingold's research conclusions on the primordial sea and use his theory as a foundation to achieve a breakthrough.
I feel like that name was mentioned before.
The experiment was a failure. No individual managed to resurface from the water from the primordial sea. Female specimens 22, 23, and 24 were dissolved.
Calm down, Paimon.
Sorry, Traveler. Paimon will try her best. It's just that Paimon's never read something so scary before.
Yeah, this is like Breaking Bad levels of like they are making drugs. Like don't do that. This is bad.
How can someone write something that terrible in such a matter-of-fact tone? You read the rest. Paimon's too scared to keep going.
The goal of the researcher is to save his lover, a woman called Vishnier. Don't know if I said that right. Who was dissolved. Oh, is this Vache? Is Vache the researcher? Vache must be the researcher.
So that's why he did all of these experiments. Wait, did he really think he'd be able to find a way just by dissolving people over and over? That's just insane!
There's another name here. Vache.
Huh? Isn't that the name you heard by the fountain? Paimon thought he was an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case.
Poke. Tamilan. Is it Poke or Poke? Hello. Welcome to the stream. So Vache was sick. Why did they need to change making bad stuff to pay for the bills? He's the researcher.
You mean Vache is the one who did all of these... experiments?
Yes, he signed off on a bunch of the experiment reports. The voice I heard from the fountain was probably Vignier. Vignier? Vignier. Vignier.
So that's it! Vache was no victim, but personally took his lover and...
Oh, dang.
No, that's not it either! If that's the case, why would he want people to resurface from the water?
There must be more to this than meets the eye. Is he trying to go against the prophecy? Is that what he's trying to do?
In any case, Paimon will write it all down.
Vache's experimental records. Experiment number 16 aims to verify Jacob Ingold's research conclusions on the primordial sea and use his theory as a foundation to achieve a breakthrough. The experiment was a failure. Alright. So they're trying to raise people from the primordial seawater. That's what it seems like. Oh my gosh. We'll do that later.
Let's see what's written here. Nothing escapes Detective Paimon's eyes. Callus. Navia's father. Oh, this seems to be an investigation report on him.
It's probably related to his and Jacques' case.
Yep, it's about finding someone to assassinate Jacques and Callus because of a lack of confidence that Jacques himself would go through with it. This should prove the existence of the third person, right?
Is there anything else?
We still have not determined the exact content of the key information Callus has passed on to certain members of his organization. The old dog's a real menace to deal with. Even if he abides by the promise he's made to us, he will still have the upper hand. He can act whenever he wants to make our lives miserable. The only option left is to remove him from the picture entirely. I concur. Let's send someone to kill him. He won't declare war as long as we don't touch Navia. Oh, seems like we've got a bunch of correspondence between the higher-ups.
They planned this well in advance.
They're all just so evil.
All right. just gonna make sure I didn't miss. So there are two over here. Alright, I think this is the last one.
Oh, look! There's an important looking basin over here, and it's full of water!
That must be the water from the primordial sea.
That means this is where they make all the synth! And that special water is the main ingredient! If you dilute it with normal water, you'll get synth, but the pure stuff can dissolve a human! Paimon will take notes on this incriminating evidence!
The pool found within the headquarters is filled with water from the primordial sea. Alright.
We've looked at almost everything here, and it seems like our theories were spot on, but...
Who really is this Vache?
Yeah, we haven't found anything that reveals his true identity. No wonder even Nervalette wasn't able to find anything. Whoever it is probably destroyed everything to do with that name a long time ago. That way, even if we bring all this back to the opera, we won't be able to identify the true culprit.
Clever, but maybe not clever enough. Let's look again.
Sure thing. Paimon won't admit defeat to this guy either.
Oh. Oh. I guess we go one by one again? Okay.
You take that side and Paimon will take this side. Check everything carefully. We'll find something for sure. Ugh. Nothing at all. And Paimon can't even find snacks either.
Oh, Deanna, you're thinking that the lady tested that water on herself? Maybe. Leda, I hope I'm saying your name right. How are you? Welcome. I hope you're doing very well. Oh, the dolphin lady as in the Oceanid, Arnav. The Oceanid is Vignette? I'm sorry, guys.
Whoa, really? Let Paimon see. Vignier. Isn't that Vache's lover's name?
Vignier. That's how you say it. Okay, got it.
Then you found her diary. Let's see. Aw, it's just a normal diary chronicling their love story. She was so sweet, too. Oh, Paimon feels even worse for her now.
Take a look at this page. She made a list of baby names.
So many! A whole page's worth! But they're all crossed out. Was she unhappy with all of them? The final name she decided on was Marcel.
Oh. Is Vache Marcel's dad?
Wait, but Marcel's pretty old. Has this case been going on for so long that he's Vache and Vignier's grown son?
I figured it out. Let's go, Paimon.
Hey! Paimon still hasn't figured it out yet.
What?
And whose image do you see, Marcel? Is it a man named Vache? Oh, so you do know that name.
I'm merely surprised you'd suddenly say the name of someone I've never even heard of.
I was waiting for you to say that.
Navia! We're back!
As expected of my partner. I just knew you'd return in the nick of time.
Just how often do you intend to flout the rules of this court?
He actually sounds legit so annoyed.
It's all right, Monsieur Nervalette. Given their confidence, I expect they've found the crucial evidence.
You say you've never heard of Vache.
But the truth of it, Marcel, is that you've always been Vache.
No, he is? No, because Vignette died so they could not have a son. Also, I very much am enjoying the Ace Attorney pose here, and the fact that Zach Aguilar got to voice this part.
Huh?
We've investigated your lair and we already know everything! After your lover, Veneer, was dissolved, you kept abducting young women to experiment on the hopes of bringing her back to you! You even created Marcel as a new identity, and destroyed all records of your past as Vache!
So that's it. Even the villains in opera performances rarely go that far. And with that, Marcel's motive has now been established.
This information regarding your past also dismantles your prior timing defense. Well, Marcel, do you know where you went wrong?
This is why John asked me before, do you know who Vache is? And I didn't. And I did not expect this.
You fixated your gaze on the lover that passed away, instead of paying attention to the living people around you. So, you never noticed how we changed, or how we grew as individuals.
You also never understood Boss's real expectations for his daughter.
Or our determination to see things through.
Your determination.
Well, yeah, of course you were asking to know where I was in the story, but I was like, I feel like that's important.
Mr. Marcel, please speak up now if you would like to defend yourself. Otherwise, the trial will move on to the next stage.
Do you really think I wanted to do any of this?
Oh, he just admitted to it. All right. So, John showed me a little like skit of a voice actor, Pro ZD, doing a basically it's a mockery of Ace Attorney. So at this point in my head, I'm only thinking, oh, it's a me. Oh, guilty. Okay, if you guys want to look that up, you guys can look that up. It's just look up like Ace Attorney Pro ZD and you'll see the skit. It's really funny.
Pay attention to you? What for? Have you ever paid attention to me? Ever empathized with my pain? Ever known how it feels to watch the love of your life dissolve right in front of your eyes? No one helped me. No one even believed me. All those decades ago, even the officers from the Maison Gardiennage were laughing at me.
Oh, so he did bring it up.
They said there's no way a human being can turn into water. So I must have gone mad from grief. Vignere's death was brushed away by all of you as if it didn't matter at all. Well, now you know, don't you? Ha! Well, it's too late now. All those who were dissolved are gone forever. You only have yourselves to blame. You set up this ornate opera house in pursuit of your so-called justice. your beloved drama, while turning a blind eye to the suffering of the people. Vinier is dead. We promised each other that we would always be together. Wherever she goes, I will follow.
Don't tell me.
But I'm not from this blasted place, so I can't be dissolved. No matter what I do.
Oh, he's right. He's from Snezhnaya.
Hey, is that water from the primordial sea that he's drinking?
I can't dissolve! Can't dissolve! Can't dissolve! Do you all see? I can't go! I can't follow! So if I can't go where she is, what choice do I have but to try to bring her back? I did all of that, and in the end, that accursed Callus still got the better of me. I spent my entire life living on pins and needles, only to get stabbed by his idiot daughter at the very end.
Oh.
The suspect is exhibiting signs of mental distress. Guards, please restrain him.
Don't touch me! Don't anybody come near me! I still need to save Vinier. I promise. We made a promise. Vinier. Vinier. Please, Vinier. Don't think badly of me. All I want to do is fulfill our promise.
At this point, the verdict of this trial is clear. With Mr. Marcel's conviction, the charges against Mr. Tartaglia no longer have any basis.
Fine by me. I was in a bad mood, but after a show like that, I'm actually feeling pretty good.
Child.
Traveler, please submit all the evidence you have collected to the guards, so that I might review and summarize the truth behind the serial disappearances case.
Nevertheless, proceeds to review.
The man now known as Marcel was originally named Vacher, and worked as an adventurer with his partner and lover Vinier. During an underwater expedition, Vinier accidentally came into contact with water from the primordial sea, and was dissolved in front of Vacher as a result. Vacher learned of the primordial water's existence through the work of others, and began to kidnap young women for research, with the goal of discovering a method to restore Vinier back to life. To cover his tracks, he invented the new alias of Marcel, and began to operate a business in Poisson. During the course of his research, Vacher discovered that a diluted concoction of water from the primordial sea can induce feelings of euphoria, and began to manufacture and market synth. However, as he accumulated wealth to fund his continued research and expanded the scope, he came into conflict with Spina di Rosula.
Okay, pause. So, if the waters from the primordial sea can dissolve Fontanians, but a diluted version can just make them super high, does that mean that it is actually somewhat dissolving them a little bit, but just like a little bit? Anyway.
After exchanging blows with Spina di Rosula for many years, Vacher decided to assassinate their president Callus at a banquet. Although the assassination did not go as Vacher expected, he was able to turn Callus into the murder suspect by dissolving the assassin he sent to the scene.
That is just so metal.
And just recently, Vacher attempted to frame Linny as the culprit of the serial disappearances case, using a similar method. However, his attempt to frame Linny failed, and the power of water from the primordial sea became public knowledge. This case also exposed enough of Vacher's machinations that he was eventually successfully charged in court. Thus concludes the enigmatic history of the serial disappearances case, with the truth revealed to all.
Yeah. Dissolving their brain cells. Oh no, it's alcohol. That was the weakest applause.
The oratrice will now deliver the final verdict regarding the charges against Mr. Vacher. According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale, Mr. Vacher is...
According to the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale. Yeah, we got to the line! Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale. Okay, anyway, we continue.
Guilty.
Guards! Take Vacher away.
Guards!
Good. It's what he deserves.
With that, the serial disappearances case is over now.
We really just witnessed history. Who would have thought the true culprit would be such a polite and well-spoken guy?
We helped Navia bring the bad guy to justice! He's hurt so many innocent people and now he's finally getting what he deserves! Huh? Are you okay?
Navia.
Demoiselle, you were absolutely brilliant.
The day our late boss had always hoped for has finally come. You can rest easy now, knowing justice has been served.
Yeah. Yeah. It's finally over. It's all thanks to you guys. And my partner. See, Papa? Spina di Rosula's still doing well with me at the helm.
Well now, hasn't this been a most delicious piece of drama? The villain has been caught, justice has been served, past wrongs have been righted, and it's a big ol' happy ending. Since it's been such a great show, I'll just let the false accusations against me slide. Either way, I've still got some business to attend to. So, if you'll excuse me...
Please wait just one moment, Mr. Tartaglia.
Ugh, what now? None of this has anything to do with me.
According to court protocol, since this trial was initiated due to a charge against you, a verdict must also be made regarding the initial charge before the trial can conclude.
Oh, come on. Is this really necessary? Haven't you already caught the real criminal? Isn't it time for side characters like me to exit stage left?
Oh my gosh, wow! This is kind of breaking the fourth wall. Ruth, I have a history of grossly mispronouncing French in general. So you saying that makes me feel really good. Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale. Anyway.
Please respect the laws of Fontaine. This has always been the rule.
All right, but this sure is a lot of hassle. All I need to do is stand over there, right? Let's just get this over with.
Through evidence presented in the public trial that was just held, it has been established that Mr. Tartaglia has no direct connection to the serial disappearances case.
So Deanne is asking, what if it only dissolved their bodies, but the souls have to live in the water? Isn't that essentially what Vignere's, like, her soul as an Oceanid? Like, isn't that what that's implying? At least that's how I understand it, too.
The guilty party has been identified, and thus it is logical to suppose Mr. Tartaglia is innocent of the charges. We now turn to the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale to render the final verdict on the charges.
He just says it so musically.
According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale, Mr. Tartaglia is guilty.
What?
What?
Hey! That's not funny! Didn't you just say I'm supposed to be innocent? What's with this verdict? Is your justice machine malfunctioning?
Huh? This has never happened before. The Oratrice actually returned a different verdict from the Chief Justice.
I mean, have
Well,
you
there's
ever heard of an innocent
something
Fatui
in the
harbinger?
background.
Do you think the Oratrice might have just convicted him on general principle?
There's something else going on in the background. There has to be something else going on.
But weren't the charges about the serial disappearances case? No matter what else he's guilty of, it shouldn't affect the verdict in this case, right?
Just what is going on here?
The judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale is, by law, The final verdict of the court. We must accept the guilty verdict. Guards, please take the suspect into custody per court protocol.
Oh.
So this is how justice is done in Fontaine. What a joke. You've got your rules. Well, I've got mine too!
I am sorry. If you have been wronged, we will find the truth. But the rules of the court must be upheld.
Hey, Monsieur Novelette, what's going on? Shouldn't they have been cleared already?
Apologies. This is also the first time I've encountered such a situation. However, according to the rules established at the conception of Fontaine's court system, the Oratrice's judgment is the final verdict of the court. All I do is follow court procedure. As for why the Oratrice arrived at the conclusion it did, you should probably ask someone more knowledgeable than me.
If even the Chief Justice doesn't know, then we have no choice but to ask the Archon herself.
Why are you looking at me? I had nothing to do with it! I don't know what happened there either! Hey, stop staring at me!
What does Lady Farina mean by that?
She says she has no idea either, but that's impossible. Didn't she create the Oratrice herself?
Yeah, so are the verdicts reliable or not? Can results like this really be called justice?
Oh no.
My dearest citizens, did you really think we'd allow an incorrect verdict to be handed out in this court? Did you really believe that the judgment could be mistaken or be the result of some sort of random mishap?
The music is just so good.
Don't tell me you thought even I had been blindsided by the Oratrice's result.
But the way she looked just now, it was pretty obvious she had no idea what was going on.
However, given the state of things, I shall give you an explanation. Everything that just took place, including my supposed shock and bafflement, was a part of an elaborate performance, with every action meant to stir up drama and excitement.
Yo, I feel really sorry for her.
And, of course, for every performance there is a script. Everything has unfolded exactly as I expected from the very beginning. As the embodiment of the very concept of justice, the Oratrice shall never render an arbitrary judgment!
Yes, Arnav?
If you thought Child had nothing to do with the serial disappearances case, it is only because you've been blinded by the superficial appearance of innocence. Everything he's done, not to mention the danger he poses, are beyond ordinary comprehension and completely unforgivable!
Oh, man.
All shall be revealed in time. You now,
Oops.
Having said that, although I hate to leave things hanging in suspense, it is now time for this performance to end. As the lead actress, I shall be the first to take my leave. Toodaloo!
Alright. my current thought is that she made all that up, pulled that right out of her butt, to cover for herself, so that she could make an exit. And the thought of having to do that makes me feel really bad for her.
So she chose to make her escape after all, did she?
See?
So you're saying we shouldn't put much stock into what she just said?
Yeah.
She probably just put on that performance to save face.
There you go.
As for the truth, it's unlikely that she actually has any idea.
Way to pull the rug out from under her. I feel like I used to feel like I had to kind of do something similar to her. And I think for me it was with regards to like feeling like I started out making all these how-to videos for the flute, and then the comments kept rolling in asking me for more and more tutorials. But the truth is, I'm only a human, so I don't know everything there is to know about the flute. Granted, I probably know more about the flute than most people in the general public do, but there's always going to be something I don't know. And I felt for a long time that I had to pretend that I did in order to keep my career going. But John was actually the one who really made me reconsider this about 10 years ago, when I sent him one of my videos because I felt like my videos were a big part of me, so I wanted to share that with him when I was first getting to know him. And then he responded by saying that he would rather not watch it immediately because he wanted to get to know me as me, not as my internet persona. And that really struck me because I think that was the first time it was really pointed out to me that I had an internet persona. And so I think ever since then, I've been slowly changing my internet persona to be as close to the real me as possible. And so kind of seeing that scene just now, it kind of hit a little too close to home for me, because in truth, this is something that I still struggle with. Like, if I don't know something, my first instinct is actually to pretend that I do, to save face. But lately, what I've been doing, and for the last several years, I've been trying to train myself to pause and just admit that I don't know, and like look it up and hear you guys out, have you guys tell me things that I don't know, and to find joy in the act of learning rather than in knowing everything, if that makes sense. So yeah. Yeah. That hit a little close to home. Yeah. Yeah, it's sad now, right, Arnav? Yeah, Ruth. I actually tell my other students, actually all my students, that if they were to speak to another flutist, any other flutist, about how I talk about flutes, everyone's going to look at you like you're completely insane. And I don't blame them, because I do recognize that I'm the only person in the flute world who talks about flutes the way that I do. But at the same time, I feel like there is a lot of evidence that supports that what I say is not all bullocks, because people do find their dream flutes through my descriptions. So, you know, it's essentially like there's still a lot that I don't know, and I think that I'm mentally a lot more healthy when I put myself more in the mindset of finding joy in learning, which is why I like to do my reviews live in front of you guys, because I like to learn in front of you guys rather than already having sort of like having everything prepared and then me like teaching you guys, you know. I think it's better for you guys to actually see me go through my thought process. Yeah. Thank you, Deanna. Yeah, I realize I've never actually told you guys this before, but now you guys know why I really like Genshin, because the story, like, you can see how the story really touches on a lot of really real life situations. And, well, Farina basically being a social media archon, a social media influencer archon, really, they hit home with a lot of like how they portray her. It's like, I get it. And like, I know that a lot of people find her really annoying at first, but I think I see how lonely and sad it is, you know? Yeah. Yeah. You like learning about the experience of being more authentic. Yeah. So do I. I really enjoy hearing other people talk about their journey to be more themselves. And makes me feel not so alone in that journey, you know? So I'm glad that I can share mine too.
However, please be assured that I will continue to investigate this case in a personal capacity. Just as I promised, if the judgment has been incorrect, we will do our utmost to clear his name.
All right. Even though we feel pretty badly for him, we'll take your word for it for now. After all, he's done plenty of bad stuff, so he should have known he'd go to prison someday, right?
Tragedy repeats itself. Oh, wow, I'm standing with myself. Hello, sir. Okay, I can't not take a photo of this, right? Oh, I got them to look at each other. Oh, shoot. Okay, they're still looking at each other. All right. Let's... No, stop. Actually, that's cute too. You guys gonna look at each other? Yeah, that's right. Okay, I'm done.
Oh, Monsieur Neuvillette, that power you showed when you took him down. Who are you really?
Not a dragon. No way. Not with his beautiful dragon eyes and stuff like that. Not a dragon.
I'm the Chief Justice of Fontaine, of course. If officers of the law lack the strength and capability to enforce it, then it makes a mockery of justice.
Well said, sir. Well said. Do these people say anything? do these people say anything? Oh no, I can just sit. Say anything? Hello? Do you have anything to say? Hello? Okay, nothing to say. Okay. Guess it's just leave the opera house. Oh, Ruth, thank you for saying that. Oh, Deanna, thank you. Hugs back to you.
I see the value in my own work. I also see the meaning in all the endeavors of...
Excuse me.
Hey, what are you doing? Quick, stop him!
Traveler! Hey! Traveler!
Marcel! What are you doing over here?
Stop resisting arrest! Cease, or we'll add another charge to the list.
No, wait! I just want to ask the Traveler something. I'm not looking to run away. Please, just let me ask this one small thing.
Go on.
Neuvillette is just so sweet.
Thank you. I was being led away when I finally realized something. Where did you first hear the name Vacher? I erased all records of that name. So, unless...
Are you still trying to prove your innocence? Give it up. You've already been convicted.
Yes, I met her.
Really? You did? You're sure? You met her? But how could that be? How did you manage to do it?
It was around the Fontaine of Lucine. Something to do with my sensitivity to the hydro element.
The Fountain of Lucine? Then she's been so close to me all along. And I just never... Please give me a chance to talk to her again. Just let the Traveler take me to the fountain to see her one last time. This is the last request I'll ever make in my life. You can do whatever you want to me afterwards. I don't care.
What? Give an inch and you want to take a mile? Do you think serial killers get to make requests like that?
Paimon agrees. Why should we give him what he wants when he's only done a ton of super terrible things?
This request, is it worth as much to you as your life?
Of course! Wait, no. It's worth even more than my life.
Humans. Will they betray the instinct to live just to satisfy spiritual needs?
Not a dragon.
Very well. I will grant your request.
Your Honor, I fear that...
Oh, he's so soft.
I will go with him. You do not need to worry about any escape.
In that case, I shall leave him in your most capable hands, Chief Justice.
Deanna, are you saying that you would want your significant other to wear Neuvillette's amazing outfit with the little poof thing in the front? Oh yeah, would love to see John in that.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Vacher means cow. Wonder how that's related.
Water comes in many flavors to the discerning palate. Mondstadt's water is crisp and pure,
Yes.
Well, water from Liyue.
Yes. We get it. But this is Zhongli. Well, look at that delightful three-piece suit with the tail. The design in this game for men is stellar. Stellar. Oh, eyeliner? Guyliner. Ah, yes. Well, since you bring up guyliner. Oops. Beautiful. Look at that. There's some blue in there, too. Look at him. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Dang. Anyway. Welcome to the Opera Epiclese.
Is this the place? You said she's here, but what do I need to do to see her?
Back then, I drank water from the primordial sea. It heightened my sensitivity to the hydro element.
Yeah, and even Paimon could hear her after drinking that thing. Didn't you just drink a lot of it on the stage as well? Oh, in that case...
Vache!
Ah!
Yes, that's it! So you heard it too!
Vinier, it's me! It's me, Vache!
Vache? Vache!
I'm here! I'm here! Where are you, Vinier? I'm coming for you. I'm finally here for you.
Hey, wait! Be careful! Hey, wait!
Vinier, is that you? It's me, Vache! Vinier!
Vache? Why did you come? Didn't I say? You don't need to look for me. You look a lot older than I remember. How long has it been?
It's been more than 20 years. I've suffered for over 20 years since the day you left.
That sucks.
All this time, only the thought of bringing you back has kept me alive. Nothing else mattered to me. I must be dreaming. Who would have thought I'd get the chance to tell you all of my feelings like this? Vinier, you are my everything. I really don't know how I could live without you.
But Vache, if you ask me, this world would be better off without you.
What? What?
What are you saying?
If not for you, I would have finished my law degree and probably become a top-tier attorney one day. If not for you, I would have continued to pursue my love of the arts, and my works would have been displayed in the Palais Mermonia itself.
Oh.
If not for you, I would at least have been able to take care of my mother. And she would not have grown old and died alone, with nothing but the tears on her cheeks.
I did not see this coming.
It's all because of your selfishness, Vache. It's all because of you.
You... Wait, you are not Vinier. Who are you?
You're right. I am not Vinier. I am the sacrifices. Every woman who died by your hand, as our bodies dissolved, our consciousnesses flowed back to the primordial sea. Our thoughts circulated endlessly within the primordial sea, and we were no longer individuals, but we became one, just as streams of water come together in the sea. I'm Cressy. I'm Lemony. I'm Azine. The only one I am not is Vinier.
Why? But then, where is Vinier?
She doesn't want to see you anymore. Every tendril of her consciousness is avoiding you.
Oh my.
This is what you get for your selfishness. Your selfishness robbed us of our lives and our futures. You said time and time again that you'd do any and everything for her. But did you ever consider whether she'd want to see you do the things that you did? If she would despise you for what you became?
Oh, dang. I mean, they're right. But dang.
You are a liar, a heartless murderer, and a cowardly narcissist.
Deanna, you were right. You were right. Yo, you know how this writing thing goes.
The only thing you are not is Vigniere's beloved.
Coward. Is that why his name is Vache?
From the moment your first victim died and her consciousness merged with Vigniere's, she has had nothing but pure hatred for you.
Oh, dang. Looks like I didn't meet Vigniere back then either. They must have wanted me to lure Marcel here from the very beginning.
No! Yeah! She can't hate me. Let me see her, please. Have mercy.
You still don't understand. When I said don't look for me, that came from the real Vigniere. She really doesn't want to see you anymore.
Oh! Oh, we really did meet Vigniere.
But on top of that, she also said that because it's her final drop of pity for you. She said that because she knew that if you did come here, we will show no mercy to you.
Oh, so she was actually still trying to protect him in the end to make him not come back.
Vache. Vache? Vache. 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 Drown.
Later, the guards find that the culprit of the serial disappearance of a young woman, Marcel, appears to have lost his soul.
Finally, we have some time to do shopping. Gosh, it's really been a long time since we've been able to relax.
They killed him.
Oh.
I did not see that coming. Oh no! Anyway, it's time to go shopping. No! 5-1, why are you so tone deaf? No! Shopping is stressful in its own way, though.
Huh. Well met, partner. I knew something great was going to happen when I woke up in such a good mood today.
The rain, guys. That's so sad. If you know, you know.
Even this weather can't put a damper on the demoiselle's mood.
It's a pleasure to see you both again.
Oh, hey, Navia! It's been a few days. Paimon's already started to miss you.
Oh, now that I believe. I'm easy to work with and always bring home the bacon. Who wouldn't treasure having a partner like me?
Liberty, that is a great pun. I don't know why I have never thought of that. Oh, dang, that. Whoa.
Sounds like you're really enjoying life these days, Navia. What have you been busy with since the trial?
it's just been one thing after the other. I've been making non-stop trips between Poisson and the court since then.
Puzzle.
Everyone from Spina di Rosula organized a memorial for my father. We never held a memorial when he first died, since everyone knew that even if we held one back then, no one was going to come.
Oh, dang.
This time, though, everyone in Poisson, and even many people from the court, all attended.
So his name's definitely been cleared now. That's what we like to hear.
It's been the dearest wish of Demoiselle all along.
That blasted stubborn fool. I was right to put my faith in him. I'm so glad I didn't give up on the case all those years ago.
Things turned out as well as they could have.
Oh, by the way, I ran into Charlotte just after I left the memorial service. Well, maybe it'd be more accurate to say I knew she would be there, and there was no way she'd just let me go.
Yep. Poisson means fish. I did know that one.
Huh? So you know Charlotte too? The Charlotte? Journalist from the Steambird?
Yeah, way back when I first became the president of the Spina di Rosula, she was all over me. Wouldn't take no for an answer. I believe the story was called The True Heart of Darkness, Secret Tales of the Yellow Rose.
Ah, yes, indeed.
To be fair, though, it was a really flattering feature. So, we've been on pretty good terms ever since. She was trying to lean on our friendship to get me to do an exclusive piece on the serial disappearances case.
Oh yeah, she told us about that. She's always been super interested in that case, so now her wishes finally come true too.
Anyway, I told her to make sure that when she writes about you guys entering the opera house with the critical evidence, that you both sound really cool.
Thanks, Navia.
Now that's another thing to look forward to. We trust Charlotte's skills with a pen for sure.
Oh, and in other news, I also took Clorand out for a meal.
Girls' date! I low-key ship them.
Oh, are you two on better terms now?
While you were investigating Vache's headquarters, Clorand gave testimony on my father's behalf. It was thanks to her that we were able to turn the tide. I wanted to thank her. I mean, there's also no point in being awkward all the time. So we took the chance to reconcile with each other.
Oh, how sweet!
Oh, that's great. Paimon also thought Clorand wasn't actually a bad person. It's always good to have more friends.
Anyway, now that the case has finally been solved, perhaps it will slowly begin to fade from the public consciousness. Oh, actually, there's still one last thing I need to do.
What is it?
I should pay a visit to my father's grave and tell him the truth of what happened, as well as how it all ended. And on top of that, just how much people still look up to him to this day. That includes me, too.
Miss Navia.
Indeed.
Can I come too?
We want to go too! We also think Callus is a really admirable person.
Sure thing. I'd like you two to share the moment with me. After all, without you, there might not have been such a positive ending.
And in that case, everyone, let's be off. Considering the recent weather, we'll be lucky if we can reach Poisson before dark.
Yeah, you're right. It's been raining non-stop for a few days now.
Yeah, been raining non-stop for a few days.
This is where my father's grave is. To be perfectly honest, even I haven't been back here for a long time.
Huh? There's someone there already. Wait. That figure. It can't be...
It's a Neuvillette.
Isn't that Neuvillette? Why would the Chief Justice be here? Huh? Navia?
He's such a soft, sweet, sensitive man.
My apologies. I should have asked before coming to pay my respects.
Don't say that.
Sorry about that.
He's still apologizing.
Oh, I was trying to say there's no need for you to apologize. I wanted to show my father how much I've grown. But still, I doubt I've grown to the point that even the Chief Justice would feel compelled to apologize to me over and over.
In that case, I will stop apologizing for now.
You really could use some pointers on understanding human emotions, Monsieur Neuvillette.
Okay, so Navia knows that it's definitely not a dragon.
In any case, why did you come to Poisson?
Well, ever since that day, I've been turning a question over and over in my head. Just what is justice anyway? There was once a time when I didn't want to believe that there could be anything more important to humans than life itself. Oh, rather than that, it's probably more truthful to say I didn't believe humans were capable of resisting the most basic instinct of living things. That they could rebel against their own nature, or consider certain things to be more important than their own lives. Which is also why I didn't stop your father from beginning that fateful duel. I believed that a truly innocent man would never throw away his life like that. That there was nothing, should have been nothing more important than one's own continued survival. But Mr. Callus proved me utterly and decisively wrong. If not for his sacrifice, the serial disappearances case would have remained unsolved to this day. Mr. Callus made the choice he did for his daughter, for his associates, and for many people completely unrelated to him. And in the end, from a certain perspective, one could say that he did it all for the sake of justice. A justice that's higher than life itself.
Wow, what a delivery.
So, you asked me why I came here. I just wanted to say my apologies to Mr. Callus in person. I should have noticed all of this much sooner. This regret has filled me with a sadness that has haunted me for days.
I'm so sad.
That high and mighty chair in the Opera Epiclese indeed insulates one from many important things. Spina di Rosula, thank you so much for your hard work and perseverance.
He's so sweet.
I'm sorry for being mad at you before. So, you're actually one of those types that's cold on the outside, but pretty thoughtful on the inside, huh? That reminds me of Silver, one of my guys.
Sorry about that. Self-expression is not one of my strong suits.
Sweet guy. Good night, Ruth. Thank you so much for joining us for so long. It's been really wonderful having you in the chat. Hope you'll join again soon.
Didn't I just say you don't need to apologize?
Ah, so Navia and Neuvillette seem to have made their peace as well. Let's not disturb them for now. We can wait till after they're done.
Oh, it cleared up.
Paimon's never paid respects at someone's grave before. Did Paimon do anything rude there?
Well, you're not usually supposed to fly around someone's grave.
Huh? Oh, Paimon didn't know that was a thing. But Paimon doesn't know what she would do if she can't fly. Oh no. Paimon hopes Miss Navia won't be too mad.
Look at that smirk. Wow, she took it seriously.
Anyway, Neuvillette is still standing around there. It's not often that we can catch him alone like this, so why don't we go talk to him for a bit? If we can't talk to Lady Farina, we can at least talk to him, right?
Ah, yes. But first.
Paimon's really sorry, Navia, but Paimon did something pretty disrespectful just now.
What are you saying, Paimon? I don't think I get it.
Well, aren't you not supposed to fly around someone's grave?
Huh? Who told you that?
Hey, Traveler! Why did you mess with Paimon again?
Hello, myself.
Oh, it's you two. Did Miss Navia invite you to come pay your respects to her father?
We ran into Navia on the streets today, so we just followed her here.
I see, I see. Then is there something that I can help you with?
Well, it's pretty hard to run into you like this since you're usually super busy. So we figured we could try to ask you a few questions, if that's okay.
Please feel free. Though outsiders, you helped us solve one of the greatest mysteries in Fontaine, and it would be my pleasure to return the favor.
Oh, great. Okay, so we're like definitely at the end of this big arc right now. Then we can finally do, I think this will be the end of Act 2. About water from the primordial sea.
So, at court, the bad guys referred to that special water as water from the primordial sea, but what is it really?
Truthfully, that name is already quite accurate. I can only surmise that Vacher and his ilk only learned of its nature and existence after extensive research. There used to be a special sea on the surface of this planet. The nature of its seawater was rather different from that of the sea we know today. Most of Tevat's life forms were first born in that special sea. You could say it nurtured much of the life on this planet.
I guess why it's called primordial.
Huh. So it really was where everything began. It makes sense to call it primordial then.
Well, I guess that's what I just said. Anyway, am I on the NA server? I am.
But today, the primordial sea no longer exists on the planet's surface. What Vacher discovered must have been some kind of special case, or a remnant from a truly ancient age.
Huh. So that's how it is. Oh, you really know everything, Monsieur Neuvillette. But if that's the case, then why would people, at least people from Fontaine, dissolve in that kind of water?
Indeed. Why would the primordial sea, which was known to engender and nurture life, suddenly reverse itself and devour life instead? To be frank, that also doesn't match my understanding of this world and its laws. There must still be some unknown secrets around the people of this land. Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about?
Yes, they did make a joke about Paimon flying. Isn't that amazing? Good night, Deanna. Thank you so much for joining for so long. I know it's really late on your side.
That the sea levels will rise and everyone will be dissolved in water, leaving Farina crying alone on her throne, but the sins of the people will be finally washed away for good.
Or I'm asking about the prophecy.
Does that appropriately summarize the version you've heard?
That's right! It was Linny that told us back then. And that about covers all the main points.
Yes, up to the present, I think we reached a point where we have no choice but to confront this prophecy directly. Rumors have it that this prophecy is rooted in the last words the former Hydro Archon left to the world before she passed away.
Is it safe to share UIDs? I'll figure out a way eventually to do it that's a little bit more secure. I hid mine just because, I just want to. So, I'll figure it out sometime.
A prophecy? Of the former Hydro Archon? Wow. This is the first time that we've ever heard of it.
2 parts of the prophecy have already proven correct. The rising sea levels and the ability of the people of Fontaine to be dissolved. We should be more vigilant and stay on the watch for further signs. Speaking of the prophecy, Farina has also always taken it quite seriously. Indeed, she has been collecting information and intelligence from across Tevat for this purpose. If the rumors were true, then perhaps this prophecy is the conundrum left to Farina by her predecessor.
But with Farina being the way she is, can we really trust her to solve it?
Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about?
About child.
My apologies. My investigation has still not reached its conclusion. However, I still believe the judgment of the Oratrice was not rendered arbitrarily.
But you also said you thought he was innocent.
For many years, I have been quite aware that the Oratrice does not simply mechanically repeat the verdict that I give on each case. As a divinely created mechanism, the people's unified faith in the concept of justice is integrated into it. Not only can it produce the incredible power of indemnitium, but it likely also possesses other traits, such as self-awareness.
Ooh.
Which is all to say, I have been prepared for a situation like this for a long time.
Huh. So when Lenny told us that he heard a human voice from the room where the Oratrice's core is stored...
I was not aware such a thing had occurred. Perhaps that could serve to prove my conjecture. I will add that to the list of items to investigate. In any case, I am inclined to believe that the Oratrice does have a methodology all its own. We just do not have enough information. Based on Farina's reaction, I doubt even she had any idea what was going on. She managed to bluff her way through it, though, with her time-tested twin tricks of bravado and drama.
What a great delivery.
While we do intend to get to the bottom of this, for now, we regret to say that the Fatui Harbinger will just have to bide his time in the fortress of Meripede. If we did incorrectly convict him of crimes he did not commit, we will most certainly compensate him to the fullest extent allowed by the law.
If you ask Paimon, the only compensation he'll want is a no-holds-barred fight with you.
I know, but, like, Neuvillette just, like, knocked him out immediately.
Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about?
About my sibling, which is actually the main catalyst for us traveling. So this is actually the reason why we're even playing this game, is because we are looking for our sibling.
Your sibling? Another blonde-haired traveler? I'm sorry, but I've never seen anyone who matches that description. If she ever stepped foot in Fontaine, I'm sure she followed our laws to the letter, and had no reason to appear on the stage of the opera Epiclese. Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about?
I have no more questions.
Very well. It was my honor to provide you with what answers I could. I very much enjoyed conversing with you. It will soon be time for me to leave this blissful tranquility behind and return to Palais Memoria.
You really are super busy, Monsieur Neuvillette. Paimon thought you only came here to pay your respects today because you had the day off.
Crime and villainy do not have the day off, and so justice must work around the clock as well. This is merely the nature of a justice's work.
Crime and villainy do not have the day off. What a fantastic delivery.
All right, you've got a point. Huh? Paimon just noticed that the rain has stopped.
Of course it has. We did it, guys!
You know, we've been walking around for a while now. Why don't we go back to the Spina di Rosula base in the court of Fontaine and have a rest? Navia said something about having a place ready for us there, didn't she? Come on, let's go!
I think this is the next quest. Let me just see. Yep, Act 3. Alright guys, we did it. We did it. We got to the end of Act 2. So I have finally finished patch 4.0. We are currently on patch 4. Much higher number. I know, Hydro Dragon, don't cry. All right. Arnav, you don't think we'll ever finally meet? I don't know, man. Well. Will I be streaming more Genshin? I will. In fact, it has been my aim to stream the entire Fontaine Archon quest. So I have a lot to catch up on. So I do want to stream much more. Yeah. So hard enough. But yeah, wow, that went places I did not expect. That hit a lot further home than I expected. It got a lot darker than I expected. And my goodness, what an amazing story, acting, the music was gorgeous. Dang. Well, it is very late, so I should... Oops. Give me a second, guys. Hello. So, since it is very late, I think I will... Yes, it is time to go to sleep. So, I will take my leave. I just want to say thank you all very much for watching and for joining me and just talking with me and hearing me out with all of my random reflections and stuff as I play through this game. I think in a way this might be a really great way for you guys to get to know me, because there are things that I think I would never talk about on stream if not for something prompting me to talk about it. And I think that happened today. So thank you all for being so lovely and kind and you know, just being there for me and for each other. It means a lot. So I will be back very soon with more Genshin. We will head on over to Chapter 4, Act 3 of Genshin Impact, which I hear is going to be really great and really fun. So more twists and turns. So anyway, yeah. I know it's Christmas time, so I'm really glad that more of you guys can catch these. So anyway, I love you all so very much. Please stay happy, healthy, and safe. And I will see you guys the next time I stream. All right. Good night, everyone. Bye.